Excretory system. What does excretory system remove from our body? It removes nitrogenous waste and excess ions that are present in our body. Okay, this is not what fecal matter that is removed by our digestive system is different from this. Fecal matter is the undigested food that is removed by our digestive system. This is different from this excretory material. Nitrogenous waste is that substance which is formed when proteins are degraded. When proteins are degraded, when nucleic acids are degraded, at that time nitrogen waste is evolved from our body. At that time, this is released out of the body. This is different from this fecal matter. Okay. Generally, most of the students have a confusion regarding this. That's why I'm making it clear, children. Fecal matter is different. This nitrogenous waste is different. This nitrogenous waste and excess ions are removed with excess water in our body, and this is called urine. Right? So now let us see what is an excretory system. Excretory system consists of a pair of kidneys, a pair of kidneys, one ureter here, another ureter here. You can say a pair of ureters. Both are joined together into urinary bladder, and this is urethra. Ureter, ureter. Now you can ask me a question. Why did I draw this lower than this kidney? Right kidney is lower than left kidney because this accumulates liver here. Liver is adjusted just above the kidneys. That's why right kidney is slightly lower than the left kidney. In our body, all the organs are perfectly packed to avoid any space totally fully when you are going to any what do you say uh, tour or something. How do you pack your clothes? Completely, there will not be any space. You use all the space properly and pack your clothes, right? Same like that, our body also packs perfectly. There is no space anywhere. So this space is occupied by liver, so that's why it came down by some. It is lower than the left kidney. So we have a pair of kidneys, a pair of ureters, urinary bladder, and this is urethra. One renal artery extends in between both kidneys. One branch extends into left kidney, one branch into right kidney. It moves down, it is branched like this. Same way, one renal vein enters here, one branch enters into left kidney, one branch enters into right kidney, it moves down, it is branched here. So you can see it like this. So that is a Structure of excretory system. This is renal, vein, and renal artery. This is a very important diagram, children, in entire syllabus. This is one of the very important diagram which can have chance to come in your finals. So practice it well. This diagram is very important. Practice it well. You need not draw this liver. Okay. We'll try to understand the structure of kidneys first. When kidney is taken like this and cut longitudinally, if you are cutting anything like this, it is longitudinal section. If you are cutting like this, it is transverse section. So this is longitudinal section of kidneys. Kidneys are reddish brown in color. Reddish brown in color. Shape, bean shape. Bean shape. So this kidney is divided into two regions. Kidney is divided into two regions. Outer region is called as cortex. Inner region is called as medulla. This region where ureter arises, there is one artery that is coming from here, one vein is coming into here, one artery is coming into here. This region is called as hilus plural, helium singular, or fissure. Renal fissure or helium, it's the same parts. From where these three parts are arising, that is called as renal. Okay, this outer portion is called as cortex, and this inner portion is called as medulla. Medulla is somewhat dark, and cortex is somewhat pale in color. Pale means, you know, somewhat lighter in color. Okay, and this length of this kidney is 10 centimeters. Breadth of the kidney is 5 to 6 centimeters. And thickness of kidney, how much thick it is, if you see, it is 4 centimeters. That means 10 into 5 or 6 into 4. That is the kidney's dimensions. Length, breadth, height. Inside this kidney, there are pyramid shaped structures like this. This pyramid shaped structures, which are present, most of them is present in the medulla region, somewhat extended in the cortex region. They are called as renal pyramids. Renal pyramids. Inside the renal pyramids, there are collecting tubules of nephrons. Nephrons means the cells present in kidneys are called as nephrons. We'll discuss about that structure also. But they are extended into this renal pyramids like this, and these are called as medullary rays. Medullary rays. Between medulla there is a small gap. This gap is called as columns, renal columns. Renal columns, or you can also call them as columns of Berlin. The end of this renal pyramid is called as the end regions of this renal pyramids. These end regions of renal pyramids are called as renal papillae. Renal papillae. This portion is called as pelvis. Pelvis is a funnel-shaped structure which has its extensions to the end of this renal pyramids like this. It is extended. This extended like this. This. Okay, this region is called as renal calyx. This portion is called as renal calyx. And the outer portion of kidneys is covered by an envelope. This envelope is called as fibrous capsule. Fibrous capsule. So that is about the structure of kidney. Once I'll revise. Renal kidneys are bean-shaped structures, reddish brown in color, length is 10 centimeters, breadth is 5 to 6 centimeters, thickness is 4 to 6 centimeters. In this there is a darker region called cortex, medulla, and lighter region, pale color region called medulla. And renal pyramids are pyramid-shaped structures which are present between this cortex and medulla. They have some nephrons distributed in them, and these nephrons are called as medullary rays. Ending of these pyramids is called as renal papillae, and renal papillae is connected to extensions of this pelvis region. They are called as renal calyx. Singular calyx, plural is called as calyces. And this portion from where renal artery, branch of renal artery, branch of renal vein, and ureter is arising is called as hilum or fissure. Plural hilus, singular helium, or it is also called as fissure. That is about the structure of kidney. Clear? After the kidney, the tube-like structures that extend from kidneys are called as ureters. Ureters are muscular structures. Now you should say me what type of muscle is this. I said you this is a muscular structure. It can contract, it can relax. It has the capacity to contract and relax like every other muscle. You should say me what type of muscle. Is it a skeletal muscle? Is it a smooth muscle? Is it a cardiac muscle? Which type of muscle is this? Skeletal muscle is attached to skeletons. Smooth muscle is not attached to skeletons. Cardiac muscle is present in heart. This muscle, is it attached to any skeleton? No. Is its movement under our control? No, it's not under our control. So you can call this as smooth muscle or non-skeletal muscle. Involuntary muscles, non-skeletal muscle or smooth muscle, same muscle. It's not under our control. Movement is not under our control. Okay, this type of muscles are called smooth muscles. Smooth muscle. And what is the color? White color. What is its functions? Carries urine that is formed in kidneys. From kidneys to urinary bladder. What is its length? 30 centimeters. After that comes the urinary bladder. Urinary bladder is temporary storage sac for urine. Temporary storage. This is also made up of smooth muscles. Smooth muscles. It can store a maximum of 800, approximately 800 ml of urine it will store. How much amount of urine we are excreting every day? 1.6 to 1.8 liters of urine is excreted every day. And maximum capacity of urinary bladder is around 800 ml. At the end of this urinary bladder, there is a small part called urethra. This is the part through which urine is excreted. In case of males, it is long and 20 centimeters. In case of females, this is small, 4 centimeters. Okay. In urethra, there are two muscular sphincters. Muscular sphincters. What do you mean by muscular sphincters? In our body, several locations, there are circular muscles like this. This circular muscles, if it contracts, the opening will be closed like this. At anus also we have. If it relaxes, it opens like this. Okay, whenever anything should pass out, this circular muscle is like this. If anything should pass out, it will relax like this. If there is nothing to pass out, it contracts like this and it is closed. That type of muscles in our body are called as sphincters. In case of urethra, there are two sphincters. What? First, anal. First anal sphincter and urethral sphincter. This is first urethral sphincter and second urethral sphincter. Second urethral sphincter. What is the difference between these two is first one is a smooth muscle. It's not under our control. Second one is a skeletal muscle. Where is skeleton at urethra? You may be asking. Pelvic bones are there. There we have pelvic girdle. We have a girdle-like structure above our legs to which our thighs are attached. Those bones which are present in the thighs are attached. That circular structure which is present in the hip region is called as pelvic girdle. The lower bones of this pelvic girdle are attached to second sphincter. So what happens? First urethral sphincter not under our control. Not under our control. If the urinary bladder is filled 300 to 400 approximately, first urethral sphincter will open automatically. 300, 400, 200, 400 ml of urine is filled in the urinary bladder. Immediately signal will be sent to our brain and our brain sends the signal to the urethral sphincter. Open. It's time for you to open. After that, second sphincter is under our control. We can, it is under our control and we can excrete urine at 300, 400 ml also. Even we can wait till 700 ml also, 700 and 800 ml. At this time, when urinary bladder is filled 700 to 800 ml, at that time, second sphincter is also not under our control. We lose control on the second sphincter also because maximum capacity of urinary bladder is complete. So it leads to forced excretion. Forced excretion occurs. So between that, from 300 to 400 till it is filled to 700, it is under our control. Whenever we want, we can release out the urine. But if we do not, and it is filled till 700 to 800 ml, it leads to forced excretion. The term used for release out of urine is called micturition. What is micturition? Release of voluntary release of urine from urethra. is called as micturition. So when it is between 300 to 700, we should choose for micturition. If not, it turns into a forced extrusion. Right? Those are the parts of excretory system. Clear, ma'am? All other students are also saying that it's clear. Check it once. So, yeah. So the outermost covering of kidneys is fibrous capsule. It protects the kidneys. It covers the kidneys. This tube-like structure that is coming out of kidney is ureter. The inner portion of kidney. When you take one kidney like this kidney, and cut it longitudinally and observe the inner side, it looks like this. The outer portion is pale and it is called as cortex. It is pale in color, light in color. Pale in color means light in color. The inner portion is called medulla. Medulla is sorry. Medulla is dark in color. వస్తుంది సార్ ఇక్కడ ఫస్ట్లో కూర్చోండి సార్